What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 33-ish of my Total Warhammer 2 on modded Arkhan the Black campaign. So as we saw last time, the pirates of Sartosa are dead. In our quest for wine for the elixir of might for Arkhan's quest, we had to destroy the faction, even though they would have been a trading ally. But I guess, hey, what can you do? Besides, we do need to attack Skavenblight. We have no choice because there is a book here. Those filthy rats have their filthier paws on it. So, you know, we need to get that back for Arkhan. In addition to that, we are also sieging the last defenders, so Krog should fall very, very soon. We are going to attack him with just Arkhan's army. We should be able to do a lot of damage to his forces with our artillery, of course. The dinos are going to be a little bit more of a problem. There's a feral carnosaur there, an ancient steg, feral bestie, plus I imagine that Krog himself is on Grimlock, so that's going to be a little bit more problematic. But we do have our Necrosphinx now, so yeah, that should help us out. A little pet for Arkhan. Anyway, before we jump into that, is there anything else we should do so that I don't forget before the battle? I don't think so. We have to keep these guys here for now before they attack Miragliano and the rest of the rat territories. And I believe all of our other armies that need to move have already moved. Yeah, you are going to go down and take Teotihuacan, maybe with support, maybe without. I'll think about it, depending on what's in here. Kind of similar stack to Krog's stack now that I think about it. And the Golden Tower seems to have fallen to the Beastmen here, so we will have to retake that, but that's fine. You can deal with that. We also see a Malice Darkblade himself over here. Now, I feel like I'm probably not going to bother sending Arkhan himself to deal with this, because it doesn't seem warranted. As I recall, the buff for defeating Malice wasn't really that good. I don't remember exactly what it is though. If anybody remembers, do remind me. I remember there was like a thing. It used to be one buff and it was really good, and then they changed it to something that people were complaining a lot about. I think it had something like +2 armor piercing damage, but then you actually lost either melee defense or armor, maybe, or something like that. I don't know, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've gotten the trait for defeating Malice. Anyway, let's get to this, I guess. We still have to... Okay, this is pretty even looking, and we do still have to fight the quest for Arkhan's item as well, or quest item. Yeah, most of this will die to the artillery. Let's just do it. Alrighty, here we go. Last defense of the last defenders. Now, they have quite a few units on the field, a lot of big dinos as well. I mean, technically the feral basties aren't really a concern in terms of how much damage they can deal, but they are very, very tanky, and when they're helping hold a gate, that is certainly something to be concerned with. We don't really have an easy way to break through both gates, i.e. we basically have to do it via artillery, and obviously we are going to artillerize as much as possible here. The enemy also have, I believe, what, was it two Skink Priests, 2 Sora Scar Veterans, as well as Krog himself. Yeah, there's an Ancient Steg back here, Croxy, a bunch of, some Croxies. Oh wow, there's a Feral Carnosaur over here as well. And another revivification crystal. Yeah, so obviously there's going to be a lot to work with here. I'm actually really excited to fight this battle, so this should be pretty darn fun. And unfortunately for us, the Temple Guard and all of these guys, they're quite resistant to our artillery fire. We're going to get the towers destroyed first. Like, you know what, we'll just speed it up. Let's break the towers apart first, and then we'll turn our artillery towards the act. What the hell was that? Where are you shooting, Caskets? I think they're trying to shoot this tower right now. Yeah, they were trying to shoot that tower, but way too many were missing. Okay, now that that's done, we should start hitting their units, and I do believe I start focusing the range units first, i.e. the Skink cohorts. Now, obviously, Skink cohorts, especially with javelins, are not all that threatening, especially when you compare them to something like Temple Guard or even the Chameleon Skinks, which I absolutely adore. But if we're going to get our entire army right here, right in front of the gate. We need to prevent the enemy from firing down on them, essentially. And we're going to try to do as much damage as possible to them, but honestly, because of the way the AI is doing this with most of their units back here behind the walls, it's actually working out quite well for them, because they are not taking nearly as many hits as we'd like from the range firepower. We can see that the Temple Guards here that have been focused this entire time, as well as the Saurus Warriors, have not really taken much damage at all, and that is... We're at, what, 66% of our ammo on our caskets? Certainly quite an expenditure for the amount of damage we've dealt. So it looks like we're going to have to do a lot more work with our melee forces and our actual army than our artillery, and I'm actually glad of that, because I wanted to fight this battle in the field, which is why we were trying to ambush the Kroggar outside, just because I thought it would be more fun than destroying them with artillery. But if they're going to be so resistant to artillery, that works just as well. So let's see. Yeah, the damage still is not there. The lizards aren't scared of this at all. And I do believe I told the caskets at some point to switch to targeting the skink cohorts off of this. I was doing this for a while just because extra or stray shots were dropping down into this milling pile of units over here. You can see that they're all damaged, even if they're not damaged a crazy amount. Unfortunately, the AI is not being particularly good at making use of the revivification crystal that is sitting all the way back here, and I have no idea why they decided to do it like that. Like, why would it be back here instead of over here near the capture point? And why wouldn't it be, you know, revivifying anybody? Oh well, that's fine. And we are at about 50% HP now, switched several targets to the skink cohorts. Obviously, we can't really hurt the dinos or the croxies or anything. I mean, even the Temple Guard are taking just way too long to hurt. So yeah. And just try to get the most fragile units off the field as soon as possible, or as fast as possible. Anyway, let's speed up the rest of this. I think we've seen enough artillery dropping among the enemy units. We'll wait for that, and then we can go into the battle proper, as it were. And is that the gate going down? Yes, it is. So the gate is down, and we can now approach as soon as we're out of ammo. I don't want to approach too close until as many of the skinks are gone as possible. Actually really impressed. I like the city design as well. This particular lizard city. Just because it seems a lot more fortress-like than a lot of the other cities. A lot of other cities seem to have way too many open places, but this, there's so many good places to defend. Like, you could put a unit of Saurus here with javelins or something behind it, do the same thing up here with the range units up here and a unit down here, or even fight on the high ground. Plus, all of these buildings are sort of blocking each other, so there's really not a lot of space here, which is really nice. And then this place is quite short, so if the enemies were going around here, you could have units firing down on them. And then, yeah, there's enfilade possibilities here. It's lovely. I really like this map. It will be fun to defend it against, like a 3-stack of enemies. Now, I think I moved this Casket of Souls forward because I saw that there were even more skinks back here, and I wanted to fire on them, as well as possibly this Temple Guard unit that is sort of isolated by itself. But let's speed it back up while we're at it. I don't think a single unit has been deleted. I'm just trying to get as close to deleting the skink cohorts as possible. And there we go. There we go. Now they're starting to drop. But obviously, this is only, I don't know. This is less than half of the army that we have to deal with. And none of the... oh, look at this. The AI appears to be hiding its dinos from the artillery. Ironic enough because they can't actually get hurt by it. Look at Kroggar over there on Grimlock. He's getting ready to fight. Wow, the speed up makes it look kind of silly. Alright, here we go, and the caskets are not quite out of ammo yet. I don't remember why I moved you back. Maybe we can reach that. Oh, there we go. 2 units of skink cohorts finally off the field. Oh man, the investment though. And I was actually using the incantation of smiting on the Caskets of Souls, so they were actually doing increased damage on top of all this. Although I did find that the... I'm not entirely sure how the incantation of smiting works, because their base damage is 2.8k, and the incantation of smiting increased it to 3.2k, even though it's supposed to increase it by 25%. That doesn't seem right, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. I'm gonna have to test that again just to see how it works. Also, keep in mind, we're still at max speed here. There's been 15 minutes, effectively, of just bombarding this city. Which is appropriate, but I think this is the first faction we've dealt with that has just basically completely survived the artillery barrage. And that's with 3 caskets, too. Obviously, this would have been easier if we had brought our support army with the bats. Well, I mean, the bats wouldn't have really been all that helpful here, to be perfectly honest, but the Screaming Skull catapults really would have helped out. Anyway, now that all of our caskets are out of ammunition, they're going to move all the way back, and we are going to move forward. We also have our Sphinx of Usekf. This time, our Necro Sphinx, our anti-large unit. Really cool unit. And the stone that it's made of is what? Is it supposed to be marble or alabaster or something like that? Well, it looks really nice either way. I'm really excited to see this particular unit just attack and do stuff, because I don't think we haven't seen one of these from our side in this entire campaign yet. Only from the enemies, and they didn't do so well because they were doing stuff like fighting the Karen Wraiths and stuff, which is like the worst possible matchup for them. Anyway, let's speed it up again, just as we approach the enemy. Oh, looks like they're going to get a Flock of Doom on our forces, doing a little bit of damage to the Karen Wraiths, but otherwise not all that much, and we are going to push forward with a unit of Whites of Stone Wrath Tarn as well as Karen Wraiths. I like to use these units when attacking a gate together, so that the Whites are essentially, and the Karen Wraiths are essentially protecting each other. I think this is a fairly decent way to do it. What I probably could have done was sent Snuggles around this way to breach the gate, but eventually I think I decide to try to get the Hex Wraiths to do it, although they take way too long. Anyway, it's time to push forward, and unfortunately the Karen Wraiths do run up a little bit too far ahead, but we do summon the zombies in there, and look at this. Grimlock's immediately gonna join in, as well as the Feral Basties over there. Grimlock's also gonna push forward, which is probably not a great idea for him, because we do have the Sphinx of Uskov. You can see it moving up in the distance there. The little jog that it does with its arms moving, or its like claw arms moving forward. I like that. There we go. Hey, where are you going, Grimlock? Don't be afraid. The Sphinx just wants to talk. Arkhan's in there too. You can see him casting all that stuff. I did cast 2 zombies, I believe. Or rather, I cast zombies and the skeletons that Arkhan can summon with his blade. And then I use his rechargeability scroll, the Scroll of Power, to cast yet another one. Now, the main purpose of this is to just try to maintain this open little area right in front of the gate, which is where we're going to try to push more and more of our melee units in, as the enemy doesn't have artillery and it doesn't really have any kind of magic that can destroy a blob other than Flock of Doom, which is not a big deal because we can counter it with our Realm of Souls healing. We should just try to get as many units in there as possible. Anyway, in the meantime, let's check out what's going on with Kroq-Gar over here. Looks like he's fighting the Sphinx. Clash of the Titans. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what he's attacking here, and he hasn't really taken much damage, but to be fair, neither has the Sphinx. Oh, he's going to push out here. Now that is a terrible idea, buddy, because you can get focused. I do even send Arkhan to help out with this as well. I moved Snuggles out of the way just so that Kroq-Gar could move through, because I feared that Snuggles would block him, and now this is pretty much perfect. He's at 66%-ish HP. But still, it's lovely to see this duel. I would have liked to see him 1 versus 1, the Necro Sphinx. This is a nice addition. This Necro Sphinx is gonna be, he's gonna be Arkhan's pet for good. I think I'm gonna keep it in this army. Even if it isn't a ghost unit, because this army has no anti-large at all, so we really do need this in here. There we go, smacking him around. I'm not entirely sure. Kroq-Gar looks like he wants to attack the basic units around him a lot more than he wants to attack the Sphinx, which is a little bit odd, but whatever. Ooh, knockback right there. And let's see what you're at, Kroq-Gar. Now, very badly hurt. Despite all of the buffs that he's got, he's very close to dropping. Arkhan and the Sphinx doing a reasonably good job, although the Sphinx doing the best job. He's a good boy. And try to chase him down. I think Grimlock is faster than the Karen Wraiths, as well as about even, or even, yeah, he looks like he's faster than the Sphinx. Unfortunately, this giant pile of units is not going to be able to chase him down. It's like a Tom and Jerry sort of thing or something. Because it looks like Snuggles is chasing the Sphinx, and the Sphinx is chasing Kroggar. And there we go. I do cast a Spirit Leech on Kroggar, but despite the fact that he had about 500 HP left, I guess he has a lot of magic resist. Actually, wait, he has 20% ward save off the bat, as I recall, when I checked, probably because of his items. And then probably magic resistance on top of that. The Spirit Leech barely did any damage to him, i.e. it didn't do enough damage to take off 500 HP, which is quite unfortunate. But hey, what can you do? What can you do? Let's check back on what's going on over here. Obviously, the zombies and the skeleton summons are not doing so great, but the I can't target the whites. Okay, here they go. This is the whites unit that we sent in originally. It's at 98, so it's lost 20 units, but it's taken, what, maybe 15% HP? Not really all that much damage, but you gotta be impressed with the enemy's ability to hold the line here. We have been attacking them this entire time, and we have not gained an inch. It just summoned lots and lots of zombies, and man, this map is really dark, unfortunately, so we can't really see exactly what's going on. You can faintly see the skeletons fighting in there with all of the Saurus, and all the effects aren't really helping matters either. But hey, as soon as Kroggar falls, where is he? Oh, he's routing, but I believe he does come back, so we'll see that in a second. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about earlier. I did try to send in the clowns, aka the hex wraiths, to go for this gate, but then it turned out that they do like no damage to it. 1% every like minute or something silly like that, so it turned out to be completely pointless. And there we go, Kroggar is now coming back. I did bring the Sphinx back in because there is a Saurus Scar veteran to fight over here. Arkhan was trying to deal with him, but he's on his mount, so the Sphinx should be able to take care of him quite easily. Plus, there's a lot of dinos fighting in here, so we might as well have the Sphinx duel with them. I'd love to see Sphinx versus Ancient Stag, actually. There we go. And on top of that, I saw that it's been taking so long to actually get through all this that I decided to take out all of our ghost units, our ethereal units, because they have perfect vigor. Perfect vigor means that they can climb walls and not take any damage to the vigor reduction, which is ideal. I really could be using these guys for attacking walls more often, but in this particular case, since these guys were blocking the gates so well, I decided to take over the walls first and then attack them from all sides. Now, I also brought this unit of Hex Wraiths back just because we couldn't catch Kroggar earlier, but we do know who can catch him, and it's the Hex Wraiths. They should be quite a bit faster, especially as they have Strider. And there we go, Kroggar's coming in. He drops several Hex Wraiths in his first attack, but does get surrounded and routed again. And his HP drops basically immediately. I mean, he had very little left. He had like 300 HP left, despite how little damage he took from that Spirit Leech. And good job, Hex Wraiths. So yeah, finally caught him, and the enemies should suffer some leadership reduction due to that loss. And now our Hex Wraiths are going to start coming off the walls. We are also running out of casts, unfortunately. We've summoned so many zombies and stuff because I was trying to get the Realm of Souls to max itself out so that we could summon our Shopti into the back of this. But now that we've taken the walls, it shouldn't matter as much since the enemy are going to be surrounded by our ethereal units. Look at all these dinos fighting the Cairn Wraiths out here, and we are going to summon the Ushapti here any second to help out with this whole thing. Oh, Kroxagor's coming in as well, so it'll be Monstrous Infantry versus Monstrous Infantry. And I believe that's the Ushapti cast coming in. Right? Maybe? I don't know, or is that the protective spell from Arkhan coming in? I don't recall. They're the Ushapti either way. And ooh, look, the other dinos have come in. The Revivification Crystal. Man, that word is hard to say. And and the Feral Carnosaur coming in from the side. It looks like they're not going to help out with the Hex Wraiths, who, unfortunately, yeah, just can't break through this gate. I do get them back from that eventually. We should be able to push them through this gate eventually. And let's get back to this fight. I really wish the lighting was better here, because this feels like it will be a really great fight to see a lot of great animations if we can see a little bit more. But what can you do? On the bright side, now the Sphinx is here, and it's going to go to town on all of these dinos. You can see that the Ancient Steg has taken some damage. The Feral Bestie that it's currently attacking is taking, what, like 10 to 15% HP per hit, which is quite nice. And it feels like the Sphinx doesn't know who to target, because it keeps switching between these two. Snuggles is also in here trying to attack the Feral Steg, although I feel like I tried to order it to annoy this pile of units and disrupt their formation a little bit more. Let's see how we're doing in terms of... Tactical view. In terms of our HP, actually, this doesn't really help. It's just a pile of units. We can't tell what the hell's going on over there. Okay, well, they're all fighting for the gate, so it does make sense. I wanted to see the HP. We've seen a little bit of damage, actually a fair amount of damage, on this unit of Cairn Wraiths. It's below 50% HP, and now we are out of Realms of Souls, so we will have to be a little bit careful, especially as they are surrounded by quite a few Temple Guard and large units. Fortunately, the Ancient Steg is getting wrecked by the Sphinx, and the Sphinx, meanwhile, is taking like no damage. So yeah, it's working really well. I would have been interested to see whether we would have lost this battle if we had fought it without the Sphinx. I did want it in here for Krogar as well as the quest, but yeah, there we go. And that was a great suggestion to save it, because I might have gotten it into another army if I had not known about the fact that it would be required for a quest later on. So much appreciated there. We can see our Hex Wraiths are coming in now. They've given up on that gate and are going to charge in here. A lot of the enemy units are now starting to fall and rout. The Croxagores and some of the dinos are still in. We can still see the Feral Carnosaur and stuff. And what a hectic battle, though. Damn. You go, Sphinx. At least we can see the giant units towering over the battlefield. And Arkhan's also in there somewhere. But obviously, he's not doing nearly as much damage as he is casting stuff non-stop. Oh man, okay, that screen shaking is kind of making me dizzy, and there we go, down goes the Ancient Steg, brought down by the arm blades of the Sphinx, who immediately switches targets. We have Snuggles in here as well. Croxagores are still doing a good job holding the line, but now we have broken through. The side units are getting wrecked here. It looks like both the Feral Carnosaur and the two Feral Basties over here got wrecked by the Ghost units, the Ethereal units, rather. Well, Ghost units works too, you know what I mean. And yeah, the Hex Wraiths really helped out with that, and the Osirian's Legion of the Underworld, as always, are great damage dealers, so it's not surprising that they were able to bring down all those dinos, though it did take a while. And I think Arkhan the Black was actually smacking the dinos around as well, so lots of cooperation here. It was a joint effort. And the whites are in there as well, although obviously they're not intended to do as much damage in this particular battle, because they're a lot better against infantry than they are against these large units. We still have a unit of Temple Guard holding the line here, but they should break any second, especially with Snuggles disrupting their formation as it is. A lot of our units are unfortunately blocking each other. I tried to get the Osirian's Legion of the Underworld to march up here, but you can see that they're really kind of staggering in, because everybody's blocking each other. There we go. And it looks like the Croxies have indeed routed. They are surrounded by the Hex Wraiths and should die fairly quickly. Man, look at all those sights from all the Wraiths. It's just a sea of sights, isn't it? Alrighty. Man, that... What are we at here? We're at 28 minutes. 15 minutes of artillery barrage, followed by 15 minutes of just trying to break through that gate. What a great defense. Last defenders are aptly named. And there we go. Ooh, another little charge. Oh, look at this. An actually visible fight here. That's something new. Osirian's Legion of the Underworld versus Temple Guard. And Saurus. Wait, I'm pretty sure... Or is it just Temple Guard? I swear I saw Saurus in there. Yeah, there's a Saurus Warrior with shield. Okay. Hey, Skinks are trying to help out their big bros. And oh look, there's a Saurus Scar veteran still alive. Well, I have another job for the Sphinx then. There we go. Speak its name and it shall appear. And there we go. Look at this. All of our Whites of Stone Rat Tarn are now streaming in here, and they could do all this anti-infantry work, especially the chaff infantry, which our regular Cairn Wraiths aren't as good at. Well, although obviously the Usirian's Legion are quite decent at fighting them. In the meantime, there are a bunch of enemy units on the side over here. A Temple Guard with halberds, as well as a Skink cohort, and another Blessed Temple Guard all the way back here. Snuggles, followed by all the Hex Wraiths, are going to keep them from doing anything. This is another nice little fight, but unfortunately it's also kind of in the dark here, just like the gate was, so there's not much to be seen. And damn, that Temple Guard went flying. There we go. Good job, Hex Wraiths. Unfortunately, because it's a siege, the Hex Wraiths don't really get to take advantage of their crazy mobility as well as their charge, but it's okay. They're still doing quite well for themselves. There we go, swinging them sights. I'm not really seeing any of them drop compared to the Temple Guard, so it's a fairly, it's a fairly good matchup. Honestly, Cairn Wraiths against Temple Guard is pretty good. And so Hex Wraiths should also be good, especially if they were able to charge. Oh, wow, Sphinx. He just knocked back like 100 of our own freaking Whites. That's kind of funny. And there we go. This should be the last stand here. The enemy don't have too many units left. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 healthy units, basically, as well as a full HP unit of Croxies. But as it gets surrounded by all these guys, and damn, look at all that knockback, though. Gotta appreciate that. Sphinx, get to swinging, buddy. Come on. Oh, there's the Sora Scar Veteran is still alive. Okay. Probably need to bring it down for the enemy to start suffering those leadership debuffs. Come on, Sphinx, attack somebody. I know you're blocked. There you go. Glorious animations. And let's see about the HP. Well, the Croxagors have dropped to about half HP, a little bit over. But as the Sphinx keeps hitting them, they should drop quite a bit more very, very quickly. Oh, and it looks like they suddenly all routed. Oh, this might be the end of the battle, finally. Yeah, it looks like all the Skinks back here are not going to survive. I think maybe the Sora Scar Veteran dropped and then everybody decided to rout. That might have been what happened. I think that's a is that a Temple Guard? I disappeared. I can't tell. I feel like that's what happened. Either way, there we go. The victory is there. I think it was a pretty damn enjoyable battle with a probably one of the harder battles we fought in this campaign. Obviously, we didn't lose any units, but we did take some damage in all the wraiths, and they did require to actually go over the walls instead of breaking through the gates. We've been very, very successful up to this point at just, you know, smashing our way through the gates, especially with all the summons coming out of Arkhan. But this time, we had to actually work for it, and I always love that. It says it's a close victory, but we healed up a lot with the Invocation of Nahex coming in from Arkhan, so it's not going to be a crazy amount of damage, although we came very, very close to losing that one unit of Cairn Wraiths that was on the side there. I think they survived with something like 16 or 20 units, although some might have come back from some Invocation of Nahex later. Anyway, let's see how everybody did, and I really want to see how much damage the Sphinx in particular dished out. Alrighty, there we go. Pretty good battle. I mean, the Lizards did an impressive job at holding the line. That deadlock that lasted at the gate for ages, which is not surprising because they are highly damage resistant, and they also didn't take nearly as many casualties to our range units as I thought they would, despite the amount of damage apparently dished out by these units. So good job, Lizards. That was pretty good. Let's see, Arkhan didn't do too much damage, however. We do have to remember that his value was through his cast. He summoned so many zombies and skeletons throughout that, buffed everybody up. Plus, he had that resurrection ability, not a Nehek one, the red line final buff that really helped everybody out. Probably kept these Cairn Wraiths over here alive as they were quite hurt there for a little while. And let's see, all of you guys did pretty darn well, I think. Everybody's, oh, okay, well, what the hell are you guys doing? And oh, I think I gotta give the MVP to the Sphinx. It did a lot of damage. It killed a lot of large units, and the amount of damage that it dealt is almost surprising considering it's not supposed to be very good in terms of splash damage. So I'm pretty damn happy with that. And it certainly killed several of the lords. It did a lot of damage to Krogar. I believe it was also instrumental in destroying the ancient steg. I like it. Good job, buddy. And everybody else did fine. Alright, so now we should get the buff for defeating Krogar, which is the sweet... And hello, what is this? Oh, 8th Book of Nagash, yes. Temple of Skulls, we get an effectiveness of commandments plus 50%. At the very least, that'll help us make more money. Let's see, Hekara rallied its forces in defense, and the war ground on for many years, seemingly deadlocked. After a titanic effort, however, Alcatazar finally smashed the undead forces. The vampires fled to new refuges in the old world, while Nagash retreated once more in abject fury. This time his wrath was absolute. He cast a foul contagion throughout the Hekara, scouring it of all life. Only Alcatazar did he spare to witness the horror. Yeah, there we go. And let's see, defeated Krogar, order plus 10 melee defense, plus 10. Very, very nice. It seems like that's a lot better than the Malice buff, if I'm remembering it correctly, with it being plus some percent of armor armor piercing damage, and you lose armor. I think. Yeah, anyway. Let's see, we got a Scroll of Arkhan's Black Horror. Actually, that's a pretty good scroll. I actually like the Scroll of Power on Arkhan. The recharge, so I guess we gotta give out Arkhan's Black Horror to you, my friend. Oh, we have to choose between leeching or that. Oh man, that's hard. That's real hard. Those are both quite nice. I'll have to think about that one. It would be nice to have a little bit more... Yeah, there we go. Last Defender is destroyed, and that was the only thing Krogar is able to do this particular... this particular campaign. I mean, he died fairly easily in the sense that he basically put up one fight, and that was it. I wonder why this faction did so poorly. Like, could it really not have broken through these Tomb Kings? Surprising. Okay, well, what else do we have here? 2 more turns until we get our Mortis engine, along with our other Hex Wraith unit. That's pretty nice. You leveled up, my friend, so we're gonna have to give you those levels. And I guess we're gonna start going through Power Sap and on to Potent, which is lovely. It's always good to get even more magic. We will have to attack Serpent Coast. We should probably be able to attack these guys outside of the city if they're gonna guard it like this. Oh wait, are they in the sea? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. What the hell is this? Why are you doing this, AI? Well, you're being weird. And these are what? Doom Engineers. Oh, that's gonna be annoying. Yeah, we have to kill these guys in a single turn, or else they'll turn those Doom Engineers on us, won't they? Alrighty, and nobody in Arkhan's army leveled up, i.e. Arkhan and his Lich Priest did not. I really still want to get... Yeah, see, the thing is, he's really relying on casting stuff, but we don't have enough points to get Wind of Death and to get Arcane Conduit. I mean, honestly, we're probably not going to go through this line. I would love to get the extra 5 melee defense, but Arkhan's I mean, he's pretty good in defending already. So we're gonna have to go for Wind of Death. Plus, it's a really good spell. I would have loved to get the other Arcane Conduit, but I think even if we add the 4 points that we lost, that will still not be enough to get this as well as Wind of Death, and that's why we're gonna go for it. Whether we get Curse of Years or not, I don't know. Maybe we can put 1 point in it. I really hate how this requires 4 points in this, because we're not going to bother with Gaze of Nagash, ironically enough. I guess we could get Danse Macabre. I mean, it does buff everybody up with a melee attack. It's essentially close to Barona's Time Warp in what it does. Oh, wow. So if we get a Priest with Barona's Time Warp and Danse Macabre, that would be pretty damn nice. That would give everybody like 100 melee attack. Because they start with like 30, and then each of these would give them 35, as I recall. Or something like that. Huh. That's something to think about if we ever get a second priest on somebody. Now, you get what? Parched Oasis, Public Order, Growth, Money, yes, well. And you got yourself another Royal Burial Chamber. Well, that's quite lovely. Actually, now that I think about it... Wait, do we have a Royal Burial Chamber here? No. If we were to delete one of these, we could build one here, though. Like, say we were to delete the Avenue of Monuments. The campaign movement range. You know what? That's a good idea. I like that. We'll do that. That will allow us to build 2 Bone Giants in this army instead of these guys. And that will be perfect for our support. As well as, I guess, one more dog while we're replenishing the doggo. Yeah, replace these two with bone giants, replace these two with more bats, I believe. Or alternatively, we could go 4 bone giants. Nah, it seems a little bit much. I don't want to go 4 bone giants in this army just because I want to get another army with a lot of range units and not a lot of bone giants. Now you, King Kura, do you not have immortality? Wait, you're just a regular lord, right? You're not a special lord. You're just somebody we summoned. Wait, is there no way to make you immortal? What? Wait, I could have sworn regular lords could become immortal. Am I crazy? Tomb King, leadership aura, huh? So will this guy actually die if he, Well, that's interesting. Maybe he won't. I guess we'll find out if we ever run into the situation. Now, let's see. We got construction for all buildings versus casualty or punishment rate. Obvious choice right there. Unless this was faction-wide, which obviously would be obnoxious if it was. So, yeah. Favor the Lich Priests, and then what do we have here? 25 rank, and then I take it this is 30 rank? Yeah. That's going to take a while to get to. So, let's keep moving through Bloodlust. Make this Cameron War Sphinx be a little bit more deadly. Now, yeah, we really need to get Conqueror on you. Get that extra 8 melee attack. Maybe get you a better weapon. I mean, I like the Warrior Bane just because he's on a War Sphinx and therefore he's going to be in the center of every battle. You know, I'll think about that. We might have to make I use a Mortuary Cult thing to make you something nice. Now, anyway, is there anything else we can do this turn? Unfortunately, that battle took a long time. Might not even have time to do a second one this turn. Or this episode. I'll see. I'm just looking for something to upgrade. Aha, Orion's Camp. I deleted this for a reason. I do not remember what that reason was. I think I wanted to build one of... Not a Hidden Sanctum. I might have wanted to build one of these here. 8K. Wow, okay, that's pretty intense. It might not even be worth it here. But then what the hell else did I want to build here? It's probably not the Grand Pyramid thing. Because we're almost at the level where we can upgrade the Forest Outpost to the next level, even though that'll only allow us to go for one thing. So why did I delete something here? I don't know, I'm not going to build anything for now. I just don't remember why I deleted whatever it was I deleted. I'm reasonably sure I wanted to build... Military buildings don't make sense here right now because they're too expensive to build here. Now, you know what? I'll think about it. I'll see if I can remember if it comes to me. You know what, screw it. Let's just end the turn. I don't think we're going to keep looking around for stuff to build. I guess we could start on an Ancient Bibliotheca, though. Might as well start getting these everywhere. Or Hierophant's Bibliotheca, whatever. What does this do? Growth all provinces, growth all adjacent provinces. Yeah, it's not worth it. That's not worth it. Go for the Hierophant's Bibliotheca. This one needs to be in every single capital that we have available to us. So do that, and how close is Cameron to getting to level 5? Still a fair ways away, like 15 turns. Alright, let's end the turn. See if anybody attacks us. Clan Scryer. Let me guess, you want an non-aggression pack, you know what's coming. Yeah, you know what's coming. I like how the AI always recognizes that it's going to get attacked soon, because I always find that just when I'm thinking of attacking somebody, the AI is just like, oh, non-aggression pack, please. Well, I guess it recognizes that we're on the borders of it now. Oh, wow, faction destroyed, Warriors of Chaos. Looks like Archaon failed, and we didn't even have to do anything about it. Herald of Resetra, our brand new Herald. This is going into Arkhan's army, that death blow for his special warriors. For this Legion of Stone Wrath Tarn. Now, what do we have here? Construction costs, Charnel Valley Cons Necrotect. Lovely. We're going to change that. We're going to give you the Herald instead. Unless there's something else better. Oh, wow. Highborn of Cameron. Wow, you have garbage. What is this? Take that instead. In fact, if we can get another Razor Standard. It doesn't look like we've made one. Damn. Unfortunate. Oh, well. Yeah, just have the Herald of Resetra for now. Let's see, a death blow, 30 seconds duration, self, melee, disabled if, target, blah blah blah. Entities cannot die while ability is active, plus 10 melee attack, as well as all the extra damage. Isn't that glorious? Type augment. Okay. Now that that's done, Let's see what kind of Herald we're going next. Ooh, we just went over the 280%, I think, which is allowing us to upgrade all of these things at 2 turns instead of 1. It's nice. We should probably get this as well. You know what? While we can afford this, let's get the Proclamation of the Third Dynasty. This is probably not worth it, because post-battle loot isn't really anything. And yeah, I mean, 10% construction, that's fine. It's more I'm looking into the research as well as the income from settlement buildings. If the research disappears, this will go back up to 3. And I'd rather really do all of these at 2 turns, because we're never going to get it to 1 turn. It's really unlikely. And then we can go back to the Heralds after that. I mean, we're going to do them all just to get the Heralds empowered and then get all this good stuff. I really wish that the Coming of Nagash would empower vampiric units. Not just give them casualty replenishment rate, but give them other stuff. Oh well. And yeah, we'll do these eventually. I mean, I guess we could do them right now, but nah. We'll wait. We have other stuff to do right now. Okay, and let's see. Is there anything we can do? I guess we can hit you guys with Arkhan right now. If it's auto-resolvable, I'd rather just auto-resolve it, because I really don't imagine it's going to be near a kind of battle that we want to bother fighting with, unless there's another full stack in here. Because this guy's waiting outside, so if there's a full stack in here, plus this half stack, plus an entire garrison, and it's a walled city, it might be a fight worth fighting. We'll have to fight the Staff of Nagash next episode, unfortunately, and I should have turned that off. But it is reminding me that we are essentially out of time, so maybe not so bad. Well, let's in fact identify what's here. Yes. And okay, it's not a full stack, Clan Mordkin, and let's see. They do have a full stack in the garrison. We should be able to draw them out. Are they at war with anybody? They are at war with Teotihuacan. Well, I don't care about that, really. Let's see if Arkhan allows an auto-resolve here. We're still a little bit hurt, but... Actually, maybe not. You know what? Yeah, let's save this to next episode. I'll do this as a cinematic battle. It'll be way too easy, but you know, we'll just we'll watch some rats get wrecked by the artillery. Maybe get some fun with the Sphinx as well. We'll probably also sail out to that Skull Reef. Although I'll try to do this and the quest for the Staff of Nagash next episode, both together. Unfortunately, we won't have time to do any other battles, so yeah, I'm just gonna call it here. All the administration stuff I'm gonna take care of, and it's just, I don't really want to end off the episode by doing just a bunch of administration stuff, because it'll be boring. So here it is. Next time we'll do all that stuff with Arkhan, and we will possibly start moving you guys along as well. There's plenty for you to do. Ooh, we could send you all the way to the Skull Island before we attack the Skaven. I'll think about that as well, because I did want to get you the Hyro Titans, and if we build a Hyro Titan building here by replacing something, then we could do that. But anyway, that's a problem for next time. So with that said, as always, I do appreciate any and all feedback with regards to the gameplay or the way I do things on this channel. If you have a second, please do take it to leave a like and or a comment to support the channel. It really does help. As always, all glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.